In this tutorial, I'm going to show you a powerful feature we have in Python called unpacking. So let's define a tuple called coordinates. And here we pass three values, 1, 2, 3. So imagine these are the coordinates for x, y, and z. Now let's say we want to get these values and use them in a few expressions, in a few complex expressions in our program. Maybe we want to include them as part of a large complex formula. So to get them, we'll have to write code like this. Coordinates of 0, then let's say we want to multiply this by coordinates of 1, and then multiply it by coordinates of 2. Our code is getting a little bit too long. This is just a very simple example. But let's say we want to use these values in quite a few places in our program. So a better approach is to get these values and store them in separate variables. Like we can get coordinates of 0 and store it in x. Then we get coordinates of 1 and store it in y. And similarly, we get coordinates of 2 and then store it in z. Now, instead of repeating coordinates of 2 or coordinates of 0 multiple times, we can simply work with these variables, x times y times z. That is better, right? So nothing new so far. But in Python, we have a powerful feature called unpacking. And with that, we can achieve the same result with far less code. So we can define our variables x, y, and z and set them to our tuple. What we have on line 6 is exactly identical to what we have on lines 2 to 4. So this is a shorthand to achieve the same result. So let me delete this and explain how this code works. When Python interpreter sees this statement, it will get the first item in this tuple and assign it to this variable. Then it will get the second item in this tuple and assign it to the second variable. And similarly, it will get the third item in this tuple and assign it to the third variable we have here. So we are unpacking this tuple into three variables. Now, if we print x, you can see x is 1. Similarly, y is 2. There you go. So this is unpacking. And by the way, this is not limited to tuples. We can use this feature with lists as well. So if I change parentheses to square brackets, now coordinates is a list. So we can unpack this list into three variables. Now, run our program, you can see y is 2.